So, this morning we have heard a lot already about AI, about the innovations, about the many things which are happening. And when I had to choose a title a couple of months ago, I thought, what do I do? I need to talk about something which is not going to be outdated tomorrow before I talk. So I decided to look back because I always like to learn from mistakes, particularly from other people's mistakes. So I think I looked back at Salesforce and Klarna. So next. Nope. Which one? What do we do? Yeah, shall I try again? Yeah, that's me. So, if I look at my social media feed, that's how it looks. I have how AI agents work. I have the ecosystem of AI providers. I have another discussion about do we need larger language models or do we need smaller language models, or what's the future of this? Then the list of 100 plus AI algorithms, how to learn agentic AI, AI in action, how to build AI agents from scratch, and more AI agents. What is agentic AI? Generative AI. So I'm flooded. I mean, I've been working on AI for 25 years now. And if I look at this, I think, what's going on? The issue is, it's the same as if you run, or if you're running with a train and you look out of the window. If you look very close, it goes by very quickly. But if you look out a little bit further, you see that it doesn't move that quickly as you would think. So, and the issue is, AI is a hype. Everybody is talking about AI, when actually you should be talking about 3 different AIs. Generative AI, which takes something and makes words. Analytical AI, which you give some text and say, make me a topic classification or whatever. And then you have agentic AI, where you say, which has nothing to do with AI itself, but which basically says, can I use the algorithms as an agent for me? And the technology behind this is really moving slowly. But the layer of AI, of ChatGPT, of this chat interface, this is giving very easy access to very complex technologies. And the problem is, in this abstraction, sometimes the warnings of the technologies get lost. But also, it looks like everything is very quick. You heard Anthony talk this morning about vector space taking over Boolean. Now, anybody has any idea how old vector space technology is, when it has been invented? Any guesses? 30 years ago. Another guess? Do I hear more? Anybody 40 years? 45? So, 1970, I would think it has been invented, so it's quite old. When I wrote my PhD dissertation 25 years ago, it was already invented, and I was talking about how I can use algorithms to make those weights for those models. And it took a long, long time until now we say we can use it. And why can we use it today? Because we have 100 times more computational power. So, going back to the topic. When you have a system, so Klarna is buy now, pay later. And basically, as long as the economy is good, you make contracts with the customers, you pay, they pay you the installments. If the economy turns worse, then you have a lot of customer problems. And suddenly, If you're at the CEO and you look at your costs, you say, gee, now suddenly my costs are not the lending money, but it's the customer support. It's the contact center bills. And they were using Salesforce at the time, and the CEO said, well, you know, there's AI on the horizon. That's 2 years ago. Let's build an AI-based customer support system. Yeah, well, it didn't work very well, and they fired all the employees for customer support first, then found out that it wouldn't work. Then they had to rehire the employees. So why didn't it work? And why do I talk about it? Well, because we were facing similar problems. EMM, we are a technology company. We have built for the last 15 years an ecosystem, a platform built on AI. And we have a lot of things, and that's a chart. And Asim probably has taken the photo already in Vienna. But basically, we have a lot of AI in there. And it's built for one purpose, to power our user interface and our API. But what it's not built for is it's not built to give out the information to AI systems. So what I would like to have is, I would like to have a clock to show me how many minutes I have. Any idea? Here. Okay. I'd like to have a stethoscope, and the stethoscope should basically be able to get data out of my system and feed it into ChatGPT or whatever your agent is. And depending on where you put the stethoscope, you can then ask questions like, what are the most important channels in the UK? Oops. Or you can ask it, what channel has driven my coverage about this event? And basically, for this, you need a new interface. And that interface has been invented. And that interface, on the very top when you see it, is called MCP, Model Context Protocol. That's been invented by Anthropic a year ago, and now we are seeing adoption. For example, yesterday, GitHub has just said they're making an agent HQ, which is having a list of Model Context Protocol services for developers, but basically for everybody else too. So what we see is that in the future, all those providers who currently have one web interface and have a lot of data or technology below them, they need to break up the system and make it accessible. And if I have these interfaces, then I can ask those questions, like I can plug into the MCP service, and I can ask this question in my ChatGPT or whatever my favorite AI would be. That means that we are no longer that siloed, that one application where we have a lot of functionality in one platform, but everybody can take the data that he needs. And in our data system, for example, we found out, if you look at transition from humans to machines, basically the humans have a lot of knowledge which they know. What's the most important UK TV channels? I mean, everybody knows that, yeah? What's the most important TV channel in Bangalore? Maybe only some people know. But still, the EMM system, the platform, has already the knowledge, but it's not accessible. And with an MCP server on the right side, so going back to this one, yes, if you put it on the right system, we can make accessible this information to layman users. And it's very important. And we've talked about, and LexisNexis made the point, and maybe you haven't heard it in this clarity. When you use AI, if you ask it something without giving it exact the data, it will tell you a lot of, okay, swear word, not beep, strange things. And the data that you need is, you need to have data providers, and the data needs to be validated and verified as good. Otherwise, you're going to get into trouble very quickly. So what's the outlook? For me, for the media intelligence, we're going to see more and more data feeds which people can plug and play to their needs. And the data ecosystem is going to be the important thing. And it's no longer this silo. It's going to be people want to have in their own internal data, the MCP from another MCP from LexisNexis, and then mix and match all those data feeds. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas. We have time for one question, I think, if anybody would like to ask a question of Thomas. Then, in classic, yes, Carlos Diaz, please, new father. Go ahead. Microphone coming.
So Thomas, you say you're integrating with the MCP protocol, right? And how are you handling licensing through the MCP protocol? So basically, you cover a lot of TV media through AMM. Yes. So have you checked where legally the media has any licensing for the AI to use the MCP protocol? And how are you handling it?
Before you answer, I would like to welcome the NLA into the room so everybody is very clear who the audience is. Now, without further ado, Thomas.
So, Carlos, okay. So, good point. So, I think basically, if we talk about analytics, things are becoming more and more easy from a licensing point of view because we have more and more abstractions from the real content. And that means that if I have a video showing somebody on TV and I make a transcript and then I make an analytics and then say, now I have hundreds of videos and I'm using those to find out who's driving my positive or negative coverage. This is very easy to do from a licensing point of view, and this is in many jurisdictions, I think except for Canada, very legal as fair use in the US or whatever the other jurisdictions are calling it. On the other hand, you get very messy if you want to play this clip and say, now I want to review it, and then the borders are different. And what I'm proposing, therefore, is to provide a content licensing hub where people can get licensed copies for whatever use case they need it for. And this is something which is one of my pet projects, where I would need all the support that I can get. But I think it's not as fast as AI, although I must say AI is helping us a lot because 10 years ago it was very difficult to find licensing people. Now at least you find the people. Now you have a use case which is not providing millions of revenue. So it's not as easy to find them, but we are moving forward.
Great, excellent question. Thank you, Thomas. Round of applause for Thomas, please.